Before we start today's video, we have dropped the merch, you guys. So I've been talking about this merch for a little while now. If you go into the link in the description of my videos, you will see that the summer 2026 merch is out now. I was able to get my shirt and also my hat as well. I did a whole unboxing video on my channel. Make sure to go check out that unboxing video. You can get this in black and also white. For the girls watching, we do have crop tops for you ladies. We did not forget about you guys. It is the summer 2026. It is hot outside, so we're all getting the short sleeves. It's gonna be hot for a little while now. We got the Consistency Edition mug coming in multiple colors, so go buy that now. This is what the back look like. You can get this shirt as well going to the link in the description, or go to fourthwall.com and look up Dunkin' with the Honey Shop and use code DUNKING, all capital, for free shipping. What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? We are back here with another video. Obviously, big talks in the NBA offseason. Everyone's trying to get ready for the 2026-2027 season. NBA Summer League is still going on. Caleb Wilson is having himself a Summer League, along with Dybantsa, who just wrapped up his season early. Has been looking like a pretty good summer league so far. We're going to talk about the most underrated NBA teams to watch out for in the 2026-2027 season. So let's get into today's video.
Touch that tram, mama said pray then push. Pop said grind on wish. Coach said line up run. Whole life drawn up off that pitch. Court chalk on my socks. Bus pass in my sock too. Lunch card in my pocket. Pocket dreams that I walk through. Crossover on the clear lane. Try to cross over my fear same. Every brick that I threw up built the backbone of my name.
We run the floor. We run the floor. We don't back down. We don't back down. Every fall that we felt, put the strength in us now. Heads to the sky. Heads to the sky. Voices in one sound.
Now, me personally, I think the most underrated team, I think right now, in my opinion, is going to be the Utah Jazz. Now, like I said before, the Utah Jazz, they don't get enough recognition, which is ridiculous. Because they did finish up damn near last place in the West. And you're like, okay, we can't worry too much about this team, la. Now, I promise you, the Jazz is going to be an issue. Obviously, when they traded for Jaren Jackson Jr. in the middle of the season before the trade deadline, it was very tough for them because they already had a bad record. So you're bringing in another guy who has his winning experience, and they're already down a couple of games in the West. And not to mention, Jaren Jackson Jr. was injured the entire time. He didn't really play much for them. But next season, this dude is going to be healthy, and they could be able to figure it out together. And then the Jazz, they have a big team. Their entire weakness this year was they were in need of rim protection. Their rim protection was horrible. Not just that, they have very inconsistent perimeter defense. And you can definitely tell from watching all of their highlights, dog, it was so hard to watch them because their defense was horrible. And not just that, they lack elite playmaking as well. So who's going to be in the way of that and who's going to be taking that charge is going to be Keyonte George. Keyonte George is going to need to evolve to become a better point guard, a faster point guard, a better playmaking point guard for this struggling Utah Jazz franchise. Because Keyonte George, I think, is one of the most underrated players in the NBA. A lot of people didn't give him that much recognition last season is because, one, he played for the Jazz, and two, he was a rising star. He wasn't even an all-star. When I felt like he should have been an all-star that year, but they snubbed him because he was pretty inconsistent, I ain't gonna lie. And not to mention, they did say he didn't make it because the Jazz were horrible. But that's not an excuse either, because Pascal Siakam made the all-star team, and he was on a struggling JV Indiana Pacers team. So you can't say your team was horrible not to put a player on an all-star team. That doesn't make any sense. So I'll put that on him being pretty inconsistent. But if Keyonte George is more consistent this year, averaging hopefully more than 23 points a game, he's going to be an all-star for this Utah Jazz franchise. Last season, he averaged 23.6 points per game and even dishing out 6 assists. One of the most underrated players. He's going to be playing alongside Lauri Markkanen, which I think is a great pick for them, who averaged 26.7 points per game and even 6.9 rebounds a game. So the Jazz is going to need the rebounds. They're going to need the shooting. They're going to need the scoring. Obviously, Jaren Jackson Jr., we did talk about him a little bit. And he's going to be perfect for the defense. Jaren Jackson Jr., he averaged 22.3 points per game, 3.4 rebounds. He even averaged 2 steals. And I think he'll be a really good rim protector for this Utah Jazz franchise struggling on defense. You better watch out for Utah, y'all. Utah is going to be a problem this year. Not to mention they also have Ace Bailey. I understand Ace Bailey was extremely inconsistent this year. He wasn't really the best rookie, but he did average 13.8 points per game. So I think he just needs to grow a little more. He's entering his sophomore season. He just needs to grow. That's all. Just give him a little more time, and I think he'll be an all-star. Potentially, they may put him in a rising star. Who knows? And also, honorable mention, they also have Isaiah Collier, a great force, leading the team in assists. And I think the Utah Jazz is definitely going to need that going into next season. Let's get on to the second team. A team that wasn't good this year because of a huge injury in the 2025 NBA Finals. And as a Knicks fan, I don't like saying this either, but it's going to be pretty scary. The Indiana Pacers. The Indiana Pacers do not get talked about enough this year because they had one of the worst records in the Eastern Conference. They were all the way down at the bottom when they just made the finals in 2025. But y'all, Tyrese Haliburton is coming back from injury. Yes, we did see the video of him. He was pretty fat and out of shape, but I think he got his weight under control because he has all this therapy going on, and also he's been in the gym again because he's getting ready for this season. And also, not to mention, we do have the Olympics coming up in a few years. I don't know if he plans on playing, but if he does plan on playing in the Olympics and playing on the USA squad, then he's going to have to get in shape. Definitely going to be a problem watching Tyrese come back. He's going to be playing with Siakam, who had a monstrous season, who averaged 24 points per game, 6.6 rebounds a game, shooting 48% from the field. And also, not to mention, they're also playing with Ivica Zubac, who averaged 14 points and 10 rebounds. And Ivica Zubac and Tyrese Haliburton is something I really want to see. I really do think Tyrese Haliburton is going to be rusty for definitely at least maybe 20 games. Or maybe he'll come out shooting great and doing his thing right off the gate. Who knows? So I think Tyrese, he's going to be able to dish the ball out a little more. He's going to be able to play make a little more with the help of Zubac and Siakam. And I do really like that fit for him because given the fact that Tyrese is going to be rusty for a little while, he's going to have people behind him to be able to put the team on their back. So he's not doing it all the time. But the Pacers, they could be back, y'all. As a Knicks fan, like I said before, I really hate saying this too. But it could be pretty scary what they got going on over there in Indiana. Next team, I did talk about this team in my last video. Go check out that video. The Washington Wizards, they're looking to try and run the Eastern Conference. And it is rumored pretty much that they're going to try and keep this team together until the All-Star break in February to see how great the Wizards really are. And if they're not having any improvement until the All-Star break, then there's definitely going to be a bunch of trades, specifically with Anthony Davis. And potentially Deandre Ayton, because he got traded there too. But first up, let's talk about the first guy, Dybantsa, one of the best rookies. They were able to get the first overall pick. He did just wrap up his season earlier, like I said before, in the Summer League. But at the same time, he's been pretty explosive in this year's Summer League, passing the 2009 Blake Griffin points per game, which is ridiculous. So Dybantsa, he's definitely going places. And AJ, he has a lot of people going on with him. Trae Young signing his contract of $212 million with the Washington Wizards, and he's been averaging 17.9 points per game, even dishing out 8 assists. And that's what I like with Trae Young. He's one of the best assist leaders on that team, so they're going to have a bunch more playmaking and even shooting. So that's going to open up a bunch of doors for Dybantsa to be able to get his game on, do his thing. And he's also playing with Chris Middleton, who's going to be able to show him the ropes, shoot that mid-range shot. Even though Chris Middleton, he's not going to have the biggest impact on the Washington Wizards because he is kind of washed, he could be a great mentor for this young team. Next up, Anthony Davis, the defensive presence who averaged 20 points per game and even racking up 11 boards. I really do like this pick and, getting this fit with Trae Young and also Dybantsa because now they have defense on their team now. But the biggest issue with Anthony Davis, and everyone always says it, and I'm going to say it again, the injuries are very concerning. I don't know how long he's going to be here for, but if he has little minor injuries that he can't recover from, then Anthony Davis, you're going until All-Star break. So Anthony Davis, try not to blow it here because the Wizards are a great young team that just need to put the pieces together. Not championship bound this year because they have a lot of experience to, hopefully overcome. And Trae Young, he hasn't been doing that successful in the playoffs at all. If you have minor injuries, bro, and you can't come back from that, you can say goodbye. Not just him, but this next guy as well, Deandre Ayton. You have more defense and more rebounding. He averaged 12 points per game, racking in 8 rebounds. So you got a bunch of big men down there. But with Deandre Ayton, he doesn't have the injuries. He is just simply lazy. And we've seen that with the Lakers against OKC. This dude could not get a rebound to save his life. A defensive rebound, which is something you need in the game. And OKC got mad possessions all after that. So Deandre Ayton, this is your time to prove yourself, okay? You need to prove yourself on this Washington Wizards team. You're going to have a big role, key role. DeAndre Ayton and Anthony Davis, you guys are not off the hook. You guys need to ball out. If you guys don't ball out come All-Star break, you guys are saying goodbye after All-Star break. You're going on vacation and you're probably going to take a 18-hour ride to Zimbabwe or something. Not to mention, the Washington Wizards have a bunch of depth. They have a bunch of scoring. They have Alex Sarr. They have Cam Whitmore, a great underrated player, alongside Keyonte George, who I mentioned earlier, who plays for Utah, and even Trey Johnson. So Brian Keefe, head coach of the Washington Wizards, make sure you play your bench, because bench depth is going to be extremely important for this Washington Wizards team. You can't run your starters to death. Don't do that. Make sure you're playing your bench, specifically Cam Whitmore. He's extremely underrated. Give him an opportunity, please. But y'all, that is Washington Wizards. Very underrated. Next team. On paper, this team doesn't look so bad, and people may look at me like I'm crazy, but the Dallas Mavericks are actually pretty underrated right now. Now, yes, they're not going to be able to run the Western Conference, because the Western Conference is one of the most dangerous conferences to ever play in, because everyone's getting slaughtered. Portland got better. Minnesota got better. But this experiment of Kyrie Irving and Cooper Flagg, I need to see this experiment. Because this entire year, Cooper Flagg was an extremely lonely white boy playing for a struggling Dallas Mavericks franchise. But now, Kyrie Irving, he's returning to the team. I just hit my mic. My fault, gang. You have Kyrie Irving coming back to teach you the ropes now. Now, yes, Kyrie Irving is going to come back rusty. He didn't play at all in 25-26. But this is his opportunity to come back. And Kyrie's always good. He comes back from injuries in a jiffy. So I think he'll be okay. So with Kyrie Irving returning with his work ethic, he could be able to teach Cooper Flagg this entire work ethic that he has. With the addition of Kyrie Irving coming back, you're going to have more scoring, more playmaking. So that's going to make Cooper Flagg's life so much more easier than it needs to be. Because he was a one-man show the entire 2025-2026 season. He's sick and tired of that, fam. You don't want him requesting a trade, bro. We need to see the experiment of him and Kyrie. The 2026 Rookie of the Year, he averaged 21 points per game, 6 rebounds, even 4 assists. So if he can carry that with Kyrie Irving's 24 points per game and 4 assists a game that he averaged in 2025, then the Dallas Mavericks could be able to get in the playoffs scot-free. And they're definitely going to be a lot better. So I need to see this experiment work out, and hopefully it does. Now, yes, the Dallas Mavericks aren't going to be the best team. They could be a second-round team. But I think they could be a little bit better. They're a struggling franchise that needs to make the playoffs. After that whole Luka Doncic trade, they need to get some stitches for those wounds. Last but not least, the Orlando Magic. I feel like they don't get talked about enough, at all. Yes, they went outside, but they can still work it out next season. They went 1 for 27 in the playoffs at the worst time possible. But that happens a lot in sports. That happened to the 2000 Portland Trailblazers, the 2018 Rockets. That's okay. Just run it back. They still have a big team. Paolo Banchero, he's still the best player on that Magic's team. He averaged 22 points per game. Franz Wagner, he had an injury, which was very upsetting, and it was detrimental to the Orlando Magic losing. But when he's healthy, the Magic is cooking. Desmond Bane, he's still amazing for shooting. He averaged 20 points and 4 assists a game. And they even have a bunch of bench depth around them. They got Wendell Carter Jr., Jamal Raising Kane, Vucevic, which was also a really great pickup from Boston, and also Jonathan Isaac. What I really like about Vucevic, he's a great center for them. And I really think they do need that rim protection to be able to succeed inside, get that defensive presence. So they're going to have a big team next year. People are really underestimating the Orlando Magic because they go out sad almost every single year. They went out first round for 2 straight years. But they can be able to figure it out. They're still young. It's just bits and pieces. You learn. You learn from your mistakes and you run it back. Maybe you make a trade if something doesn't work out. But at the end of the day, just run it back. And that's okay. Anyways, y'all, that's all I got to say today. It's been a pretty long video. Wanted just to get that off my chest. A bunch of great teams going on. Great teams heading into the 2026-2027 season. And it's going to be pretty exciting to watch. But right now, let's finish off NBA Summer League. Do our thing. See what else we got going on this NBA free agency in this offseason. And we'll be back here, man. Anyways, y'all, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. God loves you. Jesus is king. Peace out, everybody. And use code DUNKING for free shipping on your shirt, hat, mug, and ladies, crop tops. Have a great one, everybody.